Welcome back to Studio 41, brought to you by the Hummingbird Stage and Taproom.
Welcome back to Studio 41. We're here at the Hummingbird Stage and Taproom visiting with Far From Over. Guys, thanks for joining us. How are y'all doing today?
How you doing, Ted?
Good. Appreciate you coming in. I wanted to give everybody a chance to get to know Far From Over a little bit, talk about what makes y'all tick, talk about the kind of music you write and the kind of music you play, and maybe some stories from off the road. Let's start off with the band name. Where did you ever come up with a name like Far From Over?
Well, I think actually it was one of our song lyrics. Being young songwriters, we were, struggling to come up with words and trying to make music on our own. And we didn't have a band name to start off with, and we wrote a song, and the line was "This night is far from over." I said, that sounds like a pretty cool band name. We'll see. We'll just hang on with that. So,
actually, probably the first song we ever wrote together.
Yeah,
really.
So it was "Far From Over" came out of a song we wrote.
Who does most of the writing?
We all write. We all,
okay.
The music parts and all. I make up probably 90% of the lyrics, but it's all a team effort. Everybody, puts their 2 cents worth in. And,
right.
We work good as a songwriting team. If somebody doesn't like the way something sounds, feel free to say. It's all a creative process. We brainstorm real good together.
All right, now we've got. The band plays as a three-piece. All right, David Young, lead vocals, and
guitar.
And we've got Jamie Meeks, and you do
bass player and backup vocals.
Okay, and Ken,
drums only.
Drums only.
We don't let him sing.
All right, tell me about the kind of music you like to play, the kind of music you like to write. How would you describe it?
I would say we're a rock and roll band. I know rock has kind of a wide, it's sort of a big genre, but I don't know, we equate ourselves to maybe like a later 90s kind of sound, a good, strong rocking band. We don't get too crazy, and we're not too folky or, we're on though. We're on and we're moving, and we like aggressive music. We like to see heads bobbing and power chords and distorted guitars.
I've been to a few of your shows, and it's certainly not Southern rock.
Right.
It's not exactly 80s rock.
Right.
Most definitely not 90s rock.
Right.
Doesn't quite get to metal.
Right.
Somewhere in between. Is that fair?
We call it kind of, if anybody was to ask me at this moment, it's kind of a modern rock.
Okay.
Me and David first met and formed the band back in 2011 at Billy's Clubhouse.
Yep.
I had never known this guy my whole life. A friend of ours introduces us, and within 5 minutes, he mentioned the bands Driving and Crying, 311, and quite a few others that we had in common that we both liked.
Right.
And he said, hey, come over to my house, let's get together and just jam one weekend. So out of those, of us hearing that kind of music, when we go, he starts writing a riff, and we go to making music. It's all of what we've heard and how we incorporate it into what we play now.
Okay, and you've recently released a CD, I believe.
The CD will be available October 3rd.
Okay.
We'd like to announce that we wrote a theme song for the Making Mayhem. The new hockey team's coming into town.
All right. How'd you get picked for that?
And I met with the guy for the advertising and marketing. I think his name is Jason Fleming.
Okay.
I also run a company that does any kind of event productions, and he was looking at me for having some sort of light show for the big extravaganza opening night, October 23rd. And he said, by the way, any rock bands around town, I can get to write me a song. And I said, as a matter of fact, I do. Who is the band? I said, Far From Over. How do you know those guys? I'm like, well, I'm in the band. So, but the CD release will have the song on it with 2 others. And it's a limited edition. There's only 1,000 of them to be made. And starting October 23rd, you can pick them up at the hockey game for $5. Sounds
like a good deal. What do you have? What do you have in the works coming up? Somebody said something about a tour. Somebody said something about some recording.
We've been recording with Gary Branch at Cross Chart Records.
Okay.
It's an indie label. We've kind of gotten on board with him as far as booking shows coming up in 2016 all over the Southeast, pretty much, primarily on on the coast. We'll have a tour put together the first of the year. He's pretty much handling all of our booking and all the business end of that, and we're looking forward to that. We really enjoy traveling and seeing new places and growing our fan base, outside of our home area. So
Right.
we're looking forward
Now,
to that.
you call Macon home, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Middle Georgia.
And you're going to go, how far of a tour are we talking about?
I love to travel anyway, so I'd
Right.
like to get us wherever we can go. Primarily the East Coast, like all your beach cities, maybe Myrtle Beach or Jacksonville,
Okay.
or even Savannah, those type places where it's a party atmosphere.
Traveling the East Coast isn't horrible.
Yeah.
All right. If people like what they see on Studio 41 today, y'all have a website, Facebook page?
Yeah, probably the easiest way to check us out on Facebook. We're Far From Over, Macon. We're also on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
You can listen to on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
I think you can access them too on
Right.
Facebook.
Sounds
We're
good.
also on Twitter.
When we return, we'll have Far From Over on the stage here at the Hummingbird Stage and Tap Room. We'll be right back with Studio 41 after these messages.
You're watching Studio 41, brought to you by the Hummingbird Stage and Tap Room.